welcome to T. Estino Reacts. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk about the TikToks that nobody wants us to see. Let's get into it.
McDonald's has done it again. In 8 states now, you're going to see flags flying out front of the McDonald's that says now taking EBT. This is a new program that McDonald's and several other fast food chains that are failing because they're overpriced have convinced the individual states to allow a restaurant meal program. It's called an RMP. So now people that are living on government assistance and receiving EBT dollars can now go and spend those very precious dollars on overpriced crap for their family. I don't know about you guys, but I was under the impression that EBT, SNAP programs, they were to try to bring a healthier option into the home. I do realize that a lot of young parents have to work, but do you really want to feed your family that crap? Jesus.
Not trying to be a bad influence, but hear me out. Hear me out. I will eliminate, destroy, punish an entire box of these. If Krispy motherfucking Kreme came out with some hot glazed croissants, it's over with. I'm talking about I'm in there every motherfucking day. Every motherfucker. I hate to even bring up an idea like this because I know once the big back community see this, once the big back transformers see this, I'm talking about them big backs that back just transform and keep getting bigger and bigger. And I know the back's gonna see this and start searching the web something crazy. I'm talking about something crazy. But look at the motherfuckers. Have y'all ever been to Cheddar's before? Yeah, have y'all ever been to Cheddar's? These remind me of Cheddar's, but oh my God. Oh my God. Where do I sign up to go to Big Back University? Because this might be my 13th reason. This is my 13th reason why I enrolled into Big Back University. Because, and I want a scholarship. I want a scholarship. So how big my back gotta be? How big my back gotta be? Do it gotta be double wide, triple wide, quadruple wide, or just, God damn, you big as hell wide? But yeah, my bad. Sorry I even mentioned this idea. I did not create this idea. I did not create this idea. I seen it and I was like, oh, I need these. I need these. I really need these.
And so it begins, y'all. Everybody was warned this shit was gonna happen. And now we're seeing it in real time. UPS just laid off 48,000 people, y'all. 48,000 people just lost their job. And you know how hard it is to get a job right now? What are these people gonna do? I'm hearing they didn't even have a time to find another job. They just got the yeah, I'm sorry, we gotta let you go. Y'all seen other jobs doing the same shit. Major cuts. Amazon, Starbucks, Nike, you name it. And they say it's because of efficiency. But let's be real. AI has been taking over. And this is the takeover. We are watching a new world unfold right in front of our eyes. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The only job that might be safe is the ones you create for yourself. Other than that,
First video, the EBT at the fast food restaurants. That does not sound like a good idea. I mean, I can understand buying healthy foods with EBT and, meal prepping. That would be the best idea for someone who has to go to work and, their dollars don't stretch enough for them to be able to purchase enough, food to feed their families from their actual day-to-day income. But going to McDonald's and eating whatever that is, compressed, alleged meat, that's not a good idea. It's not healthy for your family. Second, those Krispy Kreme croissants. Oh my goodness, I have never had any interest in eating a croissant because it was just too crusty or whatnot. But doggone it, that child, that Krispy Kreme glaze on a croissant sounds unreal. Oh, I would love to get my hands on one of those. But my diabetes, y'all, my diabetes. I shouldn't. I might try it, but it might be the last thing I eat. Oh my gosh. Number 3. Come on. AI is taking all the jobs. What's going on? I mean, UPS, FedEx, what Amazon? I mean, say something for the people. How are we supposed to be able to feed ourselves if we don't even have a job to pay for food or a roof over our head, and then the government is taking away assistance? But they allow us to use the assistance to go and get something that is supposed to be me. Make up your mind, man. And I'm talking about the man, not a man. Let's get back into the video.
Monkeys escape with what? Yeah, unfortunately, you read that right. Apparently, allegedly, there were monkeys with herpes, COVID, and hepatitis C, I believe, that were on this truck, and it just happened to overturn out there in Mississippi. And out loud, this gets really weird because we have law enforcement saying that these monkeys allegedly have all these things, but the universities are saying that they don't. I wonder who's telling the truth. But I feel like the question we need to be asking ourselves seriously is, why do these monkeys have all this crap in them in the first place? And isn't this how like zombie movies start, or something very, very similar that we won't really get into right here? I know one thing, 2025 is not the year for this crap. Reminds me of those mosquitoes, if you get what I'm saying. Speaking of mosquitoes, we have Jamaica. It really is unrelated. Quick update, we have it now heading to Cuba, Melissa. And since there's like a 1% chance of actually hitting Jamaica, do y'all think it's gonna hit Cuba and then come around and hit the East Coast as well? Before you say no, I'm not saying it is, but everything that happened in the first place was completely unheard of, especially stalling for a long time and from Jamaica while it powered up. If you wanna know more about it, go watch that. YT.
If I do this, give them the signs that I'm good. Hey, y'all see me start taking pictures? You're like, oh, she giving them signs. I'm like, my eye. They be like, yeah, we got influence.
We got her. We got her.
Gonna get him.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, they always tell you straight to your face. They don't even hide anymore.
Sacrifice loved ones. You have to sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great. It is very unfortunate, and you feel it at times. You know the saying: if it's too hot, get there. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the kitchen because it gets hot. But you have to have a discipline. To sometimes you have to sacrifice loved ones in order to be great. And for me, I was 18 when I came into the league. So I got my best friends from high school that's now in college. I got one that's at Ohio State, and they're calling me, telling me, "Hey, bro, you gotta come down to these parties." And I couldn't do it. I look back on it now. I wish I would have done a few of them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I did.
We all know LeBron James is a part of the club, and they always tell you in their jokes, they're jokes. He's been in for a while.
And didn't he bury one of his wives?
On his golf course.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah. You know about that?
That's gangster as possible.
Well, he did it for tax reasons.
Well, he not leaving that White House, bro. He buried his wife, bro, on his golf course.
What?
Facts, bro.
Well, people do that. Well, like, I've seen it too, where like some people actually buried their loved ones in their backyard.
Facts. Seen that. I've seen that a lot in the South.
Yeah.
I've seen all that in the South.
They do it for, Trump did it for tax reasons. There's a lot of...
Damn.
Yeah, he's perplexed right now.
I'm dumbfounded right now.
But also, they can also commission the land to be, for tax reasons and whatnot, to where it's considered like almost a unconventional cemetery, I guess.
See, the way you broke it down leads back to a lot of things that they do go back to saving or making money. Now, something like that, that's something I might have thought about. Like, man, I'm gonna put up right here. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I would ask y'all if that's even reasonable first. You know what I'm like, hey, man, look, I need y'all to, because y'all know from time to time, people don't know. From time to time, I reach out to these gentlemen to make sound decisions.
This creepy video is going viral all over the internet. At first, it looks like just an ordinary crow. But keep watching till the end, because what happens next will seriously mess with your head.
When you go to Mexico and you look at the populations around those pyramids, do you see Spanish people of light complexion? You see nappy-headed, dark-skinned people that speak good Spanish because them are your original Mexicans. You can't go to no geographical location on Earth that it wasn't melanated beings there first. Whether I'm talking about the Dominican Republic. I'm talking about Puerto Rico. I'm talking about Cuba, South America. Anywhere you go on the land, you're going to see black people there first. And then all other people come from us. And this is the truth. Science backed this up. Biology backed this up. Biochemistry backed this up. So when I say so-called African American, it's not to be derogatory towards African people. Them are our brothers and sisters. We are cousins through the genealogies of DNA and bloodlines. We are all connected. But I don't come from Africa. My ancestry line don't come from Africa. I come from the Shabti tribe of Louisiana. I know the tribe I come from. I know the zone I come from. We Chickasaw Nation. I know my people. We are not African. We're not. We are indigenous to the Americas.
It always puzzles me how, as an African American woman, so-called black woman, but I consider myself to be brown. I mean, I'm not black. I don't know what that means. Why are we always called the minority? I've never understood that. I honestly believe that we are the majority, and everything that is told to us is opposite in order to make someone else feel better. I just had a conversation with someone less than 10 minutes ago, and I promise you, everything that that person said was the opposite of what was actually being said. It is so astounding, and I'm so tired of being lied to. I'm so tired of being lied to in every situation in my life. When are we going to stop this? When are we going to... I stood my ground in the conversation. You're not telling the truth. That's not what happened. I have proof. I document everything in more ways than one. And I don't just write it down. And you don't just have to write it down, depending on what state you live in. Do your research. Don't let people lie to you. And don't let a conversation that you're having with someone just be between your two ears, because they're going to say that you made that up. Even the closest person to you will tell you that you made something up. Document everything. But no. Every nationality under the sun, every so-called race derived from a melanated person. So anything else is a lie. If you don't know it, you heard it from me, but do your own research. Back to the video.
They didn't teach you how to think in school. They taught us how to obey. It's the difference. Even the word curriculum itself anciently meant a form. It's like a class of hypnosis. And magic, if you have a curriculum, that's like a potion. I have the curriculum for this spell. It's like a potion, a form of hypnosis. So in school, they give all the teachers preconditioned curriculums. They got a bus in school, they got a bus at the jails. They got a lunchroom in school with trays with little dinner cakes on them. They got lunchrooms with trays in jail. Jail, they jail the physical body and your etheric body to harness the energy through the metal bars. That's why they call them 6x9 cells, because they were created by 6 ether beings for the 9 ether beings. 6x9 cells with steel bars. And they make the inmates and detainees sleep on steel. You see? And then the person that runs the jail is called a warden, which is short for warlock, which is another name for a wizard. And in school, they call them principals or principalities presiding over this school. It's all light magic. Truth hurts, but hey, it'll feel good later.
I've always been one to challenge authority. If you know me, you know. I don't just go for whatever you tell me. I don't just accept what you say as to be reality. And it's not that I'm being difficult. If there is something within my soul that tells me, no, that's not true. It's just I always figure there's another way. I'm not just going to go with what you say. I have to figure it out. And I always work in that direction. I can't just go by what you say. Because who are you? Who are you? You know better than me. You think you are. You know, and people used to be able to say that because I didn't have a degree. I went and got 2 degrees, and I was thinking about getting more because I'm not going to accept that you're smarter than me. I'm not smarter than you. Let's just be equal. But no, you're not going to treat me less than. So no, I challenge anybody that. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to follow it. I'm not kissing your butt. I'm not doing none of that. You know, and I'm not asking you to do mine. I'm just saying we're equal and we can do this together, or we can do it apart. I'll go this way, you go that way. We'll still be in the same room. But you know, the end result should be that. No, we're not just going to just. You taller than me, so you're smarter than me. No. You lighter than me, that means you're smarter than me. No. You got more education than me. No. I always look at it. People with a PhD, you have a PhD in that topic. Just because you are a doctorate, you have a doctorate,
doesn't mean you're smarter than me. That just means you're more educated in that topic. Now, if you are a doctor, that means you memorized everything in the anatomy of a human being. Therefore, you have knowledge on how to heal or fix or sew something up, because that's what they practice, sewing it up in a special stitch. What bacteria causes this and all that. Good. I'm glad that you have that knowledge. That doesn't mean you're smarter than me. That doesn't mean that I'm less intelligent than you. That just means we have special skills in special topics. A lawyer memorizes laws. That doesn't mean that he's the smartest person in the room, because that person also knows how to manipulate the law. That's the way I see it. And you got the lawyer that's for the defendant. You have a lawyer that's for the other one, the good one. But you have someone that's going to represent the bad person, and you have someone that represents the good person, or the person who did not break the law, or the person who is, has been affected by the defendant. Dang it, I can't remember the word. It's there. Anyway, so doesn't mean you're smarter than me. Even a judge sitting on a freaking bench, that person is sitting there with mostly a power trip. This dude, I went in front of a judge, and I told this judge that I was an expert in photography. I am an expert in photography. I may not be the smartest person who's ever touched a camera, but I know a lot. But you're gonna tell me, no, you're not an expert, and you're not you weren't in the place that we're having the case about. You weren't there. You can't read minds. What the heck? You got a black robe, and you're sitting there with a gavel, and you want to just talk over everybody. Sit yourself down and just listen, because that's what you're supposed to do. Listen to both sides and come up with a verdict that makes sense based on the proof that each side gave you. But no, you just want to, probably getting paid under the table, or you think you're getting ready to go play golf and you're just trying to rush through the day or whatever. I'm so sick of power trip people, especially with orange hair. Did I say that out loud? Well, you know who you are. Back to the video. I'm a little ticked today, y'all.
5 fake vegetables you need to avoid. Watch until the end, because the last one will shock you. 1. Artificial cabbage, made by layering synthetic materials and dyeing them green to look like real cabbage leaves. It's often shiny and doesn't tear like natural cabbage. 2. Fake lettuce, created from chemical resins and food coloring. Fake lettuce feels overly light and crumbles unnaturally when touched. 3. Fake green peas, manufactured from starch, paraffin wax, and green dye. These peas are overly hard, don't soften when cooked, and often have an unnatural shine. 4. Imitation sweet potatoes. Low-quality starch mixed with industrial-grade coloring is shaped to mimic the vibrant orange or purple of natural sweet potatoes. 5. Synthetic spinach. Fake spinach is made by dyeing leaves from non-edible plants green to pass them off as spinach. It often bleeds color when washed.
Comment detox if you want to detox these toxins out your body, and we will personally message you.
Real food rots. Will this? Ever wonder how fresh your burger really is? I bought burgers from 7 of the most popular fast food places. Plus, I made a fresh batch at home to compare. And I'm keeping them for 30 days to see how much of this stuff actually breaks down. See you in 30 days, starting with Five Guys. It smells so bad. First off, you can see the mold. I think most of this is due to the greasiness. This is the greasiest burger I've ever seen. You can see the bag as well. It didn't mold after the first couple weeks though, and that's still alarming. But the meat's disgusting. I had to throw that one out immediately because it smelled horribly and it was rotting. So I guess that's a good indicator that it's a better burger than most. Now let's take a look at Burger King. So this is the Whopper. Doesn't smell good, again. The tomatoes are still red, onions still the same color, the pickles look the same, cheese looks the same. I don't see any molding or anything going on here, just the kind of smell. If this was on the counter somewhere after 30 days, someone could actually mistake this for a fresh burger and possibly take a bite. Next, Wendy's. Wow, the bun looks exactly the same. Got that shiny plastic looking texture. I don't see any mold anywhere. Oh, tiny bit of mold on the bottom bun. That's the only place it molded, just one tiny spot after 30 days. Does it rot? Not really. Next, the Steak and Shake steak burger. I just can't wait to see how the real one compares to these fast food burgers. Now this one looks very similar to how I bought it. The bun is a little dried out, I guess, but there's no molding. The pickles are the same color, just dried out, and the steak looks exactly the same, honestly. There's not even much of a bad smell coming off of it. So Steak and Shake does not rot. And finally, McDonald's. Let's see the Big Mac. The burger looks the same, just kind of dried out. Pickles and lettuce are the same. Cheese looks exactly the same. Yeah, everything's the same. It's just a bit dried out. There's zero mold on this. This looks like a plastic toy almost. I have no idea how this is food at all. Does McDonald's rot? Not at all. Okay, before I show you the real one, I just had to come on and say this. After 2 weeks, it was so full of mold and so smelly, it was smelling at my house completely, I had to just throw it out. And that's what real food does. It rots, it breaks down, and it goes in the garbage. But here's my reaction to it. I think it speaks for itself. This is what real food looks like after 30 days. Guys, I bought this burger 2 weeks ago, a fresh burger from a local butcher shop. And as you can see, it's completely molded. It's gotta go in the trash. It's become a health hazard in my house. The point I'm trying to make here is this is real food. It's all made fresh, and this is how it's different from fast food. It should be decomposing. That's what real food does. This will be the last for this video, unfortunately, because it's so bad. Like I said, it's a health hazard.
So tell me, what is the benefit of feeding us fake food? Why? Preservatives, so that you can keep it on the shelf longer in order to sell it to us at a later date. But you want the people in your country to be unhealthy. The pharmaceuticals and the hospitals are in business with the fast food chains, and the government is allowing this to happen. Other countries ban those foods that are unhealthy, but our country promotes selling us, or they have actual scientists or engineers who create this synthetic fake meat, fake vegetables, preservatives, and so on to feed us. You pay them a lot of money to keep us unhealthy. What kind of world do we live in? What kind of society do we live in? Wow. Wow. Do you eat it? I wouldn't work for a place that would purposely do something to harm someone else. That's crazy. Back to the video.
Right now, there's a trend going viral called Thank You Kind Uncle. In it, girls and guys show what they find inside the food that some supposedly kind uncle gave them. In these videos, you can see it for yourself. And honestly, there's nothing good inside that food that they end up finding. In the comments, I keep seeing the exact same question over and over. Why do people do this? The answer is very simple. There are people out there who do not have everything right in the head. And believe me, there are way more of them than you might imagine. And this mini trend is the proof of that. Let's remember, not that long ago, people were finding needles on children's playgrounds, on slides, and on swings. Why do they do it? Just because. We all think those kinds of people are somewhere far away, that they only exist in the news or somewhere on the internet, and that in real life we will never run into them. But in reality, that is a big mistake. So forward this video to as many people as you possibly can.
So they tell us to recycle to save the planet, right? Reduce waste, protect resources, cut pollution, and all that type of stuff. But what they don't tell you is what they actually transmute this plastic into, which is synthetic fibers that end up polyester, nylon, acrylic, which end up in our clothes, in our babies' clothes, right? And then these things end up in our skin because when we wash it and all this type of stuff, it turns into microplastics. And microplastics has the ability to enter our skin because our skin is the biggest organ. And now we have this stuff inside of our lungs, our kidneys, our bloodstream. Look at this, y'all. All of this stuff is going inside of our body. So all of these so-called new hip clothes that men and women are wearing alike, you know, the Lululemons and these workout gears, all of this is created from synthetic fibers that contain microplastics now that you are absorbing. And this thing is hurting you on an energetic level because this makes your biofield weaker. This is not about saving the planet at all. This is about keeping humanity looping through an artificial ecosystem. We are divine beings. Divine beings need to wear cotton, hemp, linen, bamboo, and all these things that actually help strengthen your biofield. That's why they make these new clothes look appealing to the other sex, because they want you to buy this, but it's hurting you on an energetic level.
So the Titanic had bankers on there that opposed the Federal Reserve.
Right.
This is documented. And
Okay.
they didn't like the Federal Reserve. They're like, this, I can't get down with this. This makes no sense. And then, have you ever read The Creature from Jekyll Island?
No.
It explains everything in detail, what happened. So, you have these bankers that are on the ship. What bankers weren't on the ship? Oh, J.P. Morgan and his wife leave the night before, all his luggage. Say, I'm out. Coincidence? And then he's one of the bankers that run the financial system now, to this day. Because the Federal Reserve is a bank owned by other banks. And this is why we have, the 12.
The Federal Reserve is a bank owned by other banks. And what are those banks? Because that was deep.
Yeah, so you have J.P. Morgan, you have, Wells Fargo, all of these major banks. That's who runs the whole game right now. For sure. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, J.P. Morgan was involved with Epstein too. Because remember that whole lawsuit that they had against J.P. Morgan? And they knew what was going on with Epstein because they ran all his banks and whatnot. J.P. Morgan paid out the victims millions of dollars. 75 million, 200 million, like. So these are the banks that we're talking about. So again, the Federal Reserve is a private entity doing business with United States Inc. Because the United States of America is different from United States Inc.
Do know that.
Okay.
Understand sovereignty.
Of course. Why do you think that every state has a different set of laws? We have a common law, right? Federal and all that. But then we have state laws. That's where they got us.
Always follow the money. Wow. JP Morgan got off the boat just in time, but all the other bankers were on the boat and didn't have a vote in the Federal Reserve. Oh my goodness, this just sounds so planned. And I think one of my recent videos, I can't remember the company, the name of the person, whatever, somebody took out a whole lot of insurance on those 2 buildings that came down in New York about 24 years ago. It took out a lot of insurance, normally ate lunch or breakfast or something in one of those 2 buildings every single day. But on that particular day, they didn't. Sounds planned. It's sad. It's evil. It really is. That was a horrible way to do it. There is a special place for you. There is. You'll see. I don't have nothing to do with that. Back to the video.
If you live in the United States of America, more than likely you recognize this right here as the Washington Monument. And this slideshow that I got tagged in has been getting some traction and starts off with a photo of the special tree that's inside of the Washington Monument. There are then some photos that show what claim to be the building process, and finally, the modern-day Washington Monument. Now this right here seems to me more like a creepypasta or made-up story. They're claiming that this tree had special powers and was fully sentient and conscious, whereas the Washington Monument, the inside, really isn't as interesting as this. For those of you wondering what's actually inside of the Washington Monument, this diagram does a really good job of explaining it. You can pause it and read it if you'd like to. Essentially, it boils down to it's pretty much hollow. You're allowed to visit it, go up to the very top, check out the observation deck, and go back down. There's only a set amount of visitors that are able to go inside every single day, but I'm sure if you asked any of them that went inside if they saw an old tree, they would say no.
Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that your country is no longer led only by humans, but by an artificial intelligence. This is not a sci-fi movie. It just happened in Albania. Meet Diela, the world's first AI minister. She's not a person. She's a virtual system designed to monitor public procurement, manage government contracts, and fight corruption. The Albanian Prime Minister introduced her in Parliament, making headlines worldwide. Supporters call her the beginning of a new transparent era. Critics warn it could be unconstitutional and dangerous because who really controls an AI minister? Is it the code the people behind it, or the government itself. One thing is certain, history has been made. For the first time ever, an algorithm sits at the political table, and this could change how power is managed forever.
I had a quick heated debate. It went by really fast. I didn't really want to fight with this person about AI the other day, and we were discussing, who feeds the information to the artificial intelligence. There's a human somewhere who is feeding that information into that system. So that human could put anything in there. And we're going to rely on that information to be just the end-all be-all, the truth. Knowing that a human who may have ulterior motives put that information in there. Back to the video.
So Candace Owens came out and said she thinks these individuals are hybrids, meaning not human. Very interesting take.
I'm telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, Like, my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, I'm not going to stab them. But I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean? And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology. Right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon and he just called them up and was like, hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here. Okay, I'm going to text you. I gotta go by in 69. And they get these people, they tell you he's a genius. They're all writing like he's a genius. So we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood. It was all occults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick.
So I said it before, I'll say it again. Either Candace is on to something or she's losing her mind. That's it. It's one of the two. That's it. And I pray for the sake of her, she's on to something. Only time will tell. May the Lord reveal more light. Amen?
Think about it. I never heard of that Elon Musk dude until maybe about the middle of 2024. I never heard of him. What makes him so smart? Just because he likes science stuff? That doesn't mean he should rule the world. I mean, he gave him the keys to the government. Why? What is the logic behind that? He had, again, back to somebody who's supposed to be super duper intelligent. If you have just a whole lot of knowledge in one subject, does not mean you're the smartest person in the world. You might have a high IQ, yes, but it's possible that you may be an alien. Don't we attribute knowing beyond, the scope of everyday learning to people from other planets? Entities from other planets, whatever you want to call them, from other planets. That's what this dude, because he was so charming and so cunning and make everybody believe everything that he wants them to believe, that there's some kind of special paranormal thing going on. Something we can't explain. I don't consider him to be that smart at all. He's weird as F. And whoever these other people are, the one dude is, I think, the one who's feeding the AI system database. He can't sleep at night because he knows he's putting some negative stuff in there. So there you go. He's a combo of some kind of scaly green thing and a human being. But he's so super duper smart, huh? Back to the video. I am on one today, man. That lady got me so mad.
Get these lovely pictures of father and daughter in 1995. What a loving family, bro. Look at all of them. Mind you, these all are Good pictures, good pictures. And now listen to this lovely conversation. Watch
She's
this.
a really beautiful baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. And same thing here.
This is a very
Conversation.
nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
And look at all these pictures. I'm not gonna say anything. You guys have to make your own conclusion. Tell me what you all think about that. Well, all of these pictures are very, very, very beautiful. And this is all alleged and entertainment purpose only. Well, look at this picture and tell me what you all think about that. Make your own conclusion, guys. And this is our Mr. President now.
Limes are not real. Lemons are not real. Limes and lemons originally come from the key lime, which later on became mixed with the orange. Don't get me wrong, some citrus is better than no citrus. But we know the majority of the citrus that is available nowadays is not really the natural stuff. The same reason why we don't want to consume the lemon or the lime juice water, because it's inferior to the real thing. It's the same reason why we want to strive to use the key lime, because the key lime is way more powerful and packed with way more antioxidants compared to the lime and the lemon. Now, we're not hating on the lime and the lemon. We're just telling you how to get the best benefits for your dollar. You're going to get the best benefits and the most amount of antioxidants and minerals and vitamins from the key lime, which is why we have the key limes available at jacobslink.com. Even if you can't get the key limes, then some lime is going to be better than nothing, because citrus destroys so many different health issues. So regardless, you're going to take a quarter to half of a key lime or a lime. You're going to consume that every morning. You're going to mix that in with a 1/16 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a pinch or two of salt, and however much coconut or olive oil you can handle in a shot glass. This is going to reset your gut-blood-brain barrier, detox, remineralize, and alkalize your body more than anything else. But you need to get the key lime truly back into your diet if you want to heal to the fullest capacity possible. Which is why we have everything for you at jacobslink.com. And remember, if you don't do anything all day long, start fasting 12 to 24 a day for men, 10 to 14 for women, and do the Master's Cleanse every morning. It's going to get rid of every health issue. So that's why you should also go to jacobslink.com to learn how to do it and what to do, or just to link in the bio instead.
My preferred citrus is grapefruit, and the majority of us don't know the proper way to eat a grapefruit. I was given that knowledge by my belated, dearly departed, beautiful daughter, who told me, be careful with eating a lot of citrus because the acid on your teeth. But I consume several grapefruits a week, and I feel really good when I do that, and it cuts down on me eating a lot of junk food as well. It gives me the sweet that I need. It gives me vitamins that I need, and it really makes me feel better, and it helps my digestive system as well. So I didn't know what key lime was. Now that we found out that the lemon and the lime come from the key lime, my question is, why did you manipulate the key lime in the first place? Why do they have to touch everything? Back to the video.
What if I told you the Lincoln Memorial is hiding secrets, messages you can only see from the right angle? Millions visit every year, but almost no one notices the symbols hidden in plain sight. Take a step to the side, and Lincoln's hands aren't just resting. They might be spelling something in sign language. Some believe it's his initials, A and L, a silent tribute to his dedication to the deaf community. And here's where it gets really strange. If you look at the Gettysburg Address from just the right perspective, certain words seem to stand out more than others. Is this a coincidence? Or a coded message left for future generations? And beneath it all, there's something most people will never see. A hidden cavern below the memorial, filled with strange markings and forgotten inscriptions only discovered by accident. A symbol of freedom, or a monument filled with secrets. Maybe some messages were never meant to be seen until the right moment.
People that are struggling with ADHD, what they're really seeking is to have embodied experiences. A person that has ADHD is swimming, right? Their mind is flowing from all different directions, but that's okay, but they're actually swimming. They're doing the act that they want to do. When they're trying to learn, and they're trying to focus their attention on something, their mind bounces from one thing to the next. Maybe what it's really telling us, instead of living in our heads, we have to start living life. The real deepest experience that we have is the experience in itself. I could talk to you about, let's say, hurt or pain or something like that. But then if you hurt your hand, you're experiencing hurt. You're experiencing pain. There's no explanation. I'm experiencing it. The next tier, or the next revelation of really experiencing Hashem is not just in the mind, not just in the brain, but in the actual experience of life. So maybe the ADHD is forcing us to live Yiddishkeit in a correct way.
Did you know that there's only one state and then the entire U.S. where it's illegal for cannibalism? What is that state? That state is Idaho. I find it so fascinating what is going on right now with the state of our world and the state of our food being poisoned and everything that's going on with Idaho and the farmers. And why is it that cannibalism is not illegal in all states? Well, maybe because you could be eating human food when you go to fast food or feeding your dog other dogs, which, if you didn't know, is a huge carnal sin in the Bible. We're not supposed to eat each other.
Again, so big, I can't even get a good shot on it. But again, who are these people? Who are these people? In 1912, Woolworth? Do you believe it? At one time, the biggest building in the world, the fastest constructed. Where are my construction people? Didn't you get the details? 1912. Come on, make it make sense. 5 and 10 store to imported marble from Greece. Come on. Who are these people? Is that Biggie? What are these? Gargoyles? Looks like Statue of Liberty face. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. And look at these two. The attention to details to the nose. Who are they and what are they trying to tell us? Sound off in the comments. The Woolworth building. Does it make sense? Make it make sense.
These are signs somebody is lying to you. Humans are lying creatures. You lie, your mom sometimes lies, so she doesn't make you feel bad. I have never lied once in the entirety of my 92 years being alive on this planet. That is a lie. However, across my time being alive on this planet, I have discovered a few very clear signs on whether or not somebody is lying to you. So for example, when somebody repeats a question back to you, so let's say you were to ask somebody, did you brush your teeth today? If they go, did I brush my teeth today? That's a good question. If someone ever does that, then chances are they probably didn't brush their teeth today and their breath smells like shit because they're lying. Next, when people overly explain themselves with unnecessary details. By doing that, the liar thinks that, oh, because there's so many details being overloaded, there's no way this could be a lie. But if you were to ask them to repeat all the details that they just mentioned to you, they would struggle because it's all made up. The overloading of information in explanation for something, more times than not, does happen to be a lie. But not all the time, sometimes. Next, these ones aren't always accurate, but more often than not, they tend to be. When a right-handed person looks to the left to think. When a person crosses their arms to explain themselves. When a person hides their mouth like this when explaining. When their blinking speed increases. If the tone of their voice shifts mid-story. These are just signs. They're not always accurate. Always use your brain.
Why does this ballroom look suspiciously close to Solomon's temple? The ballroom or the Baal room? What's going on with Trump? This gets extremely weird when we start going into his third term in 2028, 2029. And yes, y'all can scream the 22nd Amendment, but just wait till I show you what I gotta show you. So some people on Twitter figured this out, that it looks suspiciously close to this right here, Solomon's temple. Specifically, the layout for the outer courts to the rest of the structure. We're about to get to the third term in 1 second, but why is someone posting this saying they're seeing a UFO or something weird going over the White House? Who knows? But I do know Bannon came out and he just said this, and then at the same exact time, he said that Trump will have another term.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But
At the same exact time, three-state solution, the creation of Christian state of Jerusalem in the Holy Land. And by the way, don't get mad at me. I'm just showing you guys what's happening. Nothing political here. And if you're wondering why Bannon would know, he's been a Trump insider for years. And while this is happening, a huge Trump supporter, Bryce Mitchell, came out saying that one, not only does he not support him no more, he also thinks he is the Antichrist.
Hey, I want to let y'all know I'm not with Donald Trump no more. I don't support him. I don't like him. I think he's a corrupted leader. And, yeah, it took me a while to come to that conclusion, but I finally am coming to it. I do not like the guy at all. The first thing for me was he didn't release it. They're even acting like they didn't exist. Hey, I'm not biased, man. He talked a good game. He tricked me. I was fooled. I admit it. Okay, now let me tell you how bad I think this is, though. This is really this bad, guys. I want y'all, if you're a Christian, I want you to get into Revelation 13:3, and I want you to read that verse. Yeah, about the Antichrist, about the one who was fatally wounded in the head. Then he was miraculously healed, and the whole world marveled at him and said, no man can make war with him. Yeah, I do think that Donald Trump is that beast of Revelation 13:3.
I can't show you what he said right here, but go find it. This end of the year is going to be insane. And by the way, talk about tomorrow. Make sure you're praying for Jamaica. We are watching the most perfect worst case scenario. Talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be bad.
At 5 a.m., the dog suddenly froze, staring at a blank wall, trembling and growling as if she saw something no human could. It was like she was protecting her owner from an unseen presence. What could it be? A ghost, a djinn, or something far more sinister? Just wait and watch what happens next.
Get a dog pillow off of Temu. Oh my god. There's something wrong with this thing, bro. I swear. I don't want this pillow anymore, bro.
Thank you for watching. It took me through a lot. It took me through a lot of emotions. I am so grateful you joined me today. Please don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the notifications button. Please join TS Ditto's team. This roller coaster that we're going on, I have so much more to bring. And I am really excited that you are on this ride with me. Let me know in the comments which one of these videos struck you the most. Like I said, I got more and more and more and more. And the paranormal dog thing, I mean, come on, man. What was the dog looking at? I was already spooked out by all the plants dangling around, but my goodness, that dog saw something. What about all those very dangerous items found in the candy? This is the season of Hallows Eve, and we need to check our kids' candy if you do believe in sending your kids out there to get candy from strangers. So, be careful with that. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful. I'm going to say it like I always do. Hey, don't forget me. Now, don't forget me. Talk to you later. Bye.